Hi, I'm Tim Porter, and I'm here at the Downriver Council for the Arts annual membership show. Every year we have a show that's focused only on the members of the DCA. We have a diverse group of members. Their artwork is extremely diverse, from sculpture to painting to beadwork to fiber work. The themes that they bring are landscape, portraiture, a multitude of different types of mediums and themes. It's a really good group, very friendly group. We love doing this show because everybody knows everybody else, and it's just a very, very nice community of artists, and they all work well together.
This is a painting of reflections. The building's reflecting itself on the water, the windows reflecting themselves, and also the people that are in here are reflecting themselves. It's not usually what you think you look like, but it's a reflection of who you really are, and that's what this is about.
This is a pastel portrait I did in life drawing class, and it's done in pastels on colored paper, and I enjoy working with models because you can be more expressive and get your feelings across with the piece. You can get the personality is what I feel when I sketch a model. And I usually work in pastels and try to portray that image to the viewer.
So I'm always on the lookout for subjects that inspire me to paint. And one thing I found particularly interesting are these bonsai trees. Now, bonsai are crafted by artists themselves, and it's a living art where they take little trees and they'll nurture them sometimes for years to produce these fantastic specimens. The one on the top is what's called a Korean hornbeam tree. Korean hornbeam. And I painted that one in plein air, which means I went out and sat in the open and painted it over a couple of hours. The lower one is a Suzuki azalea bonsai tree. And this particular tree I painted in my studio, and it's just so magnificent. It took quite a bit to get the colors correct, but I'm happy with it.
This is called Life's a Maze, and this and the series that it's a part of is inspired by something my favorite teacher probably ever told me. What she said was, she was comparing me to her son, and she said, you guys are a lot alike. It's like, because you're always focused on like the big picture, like the scary stuff happening in the world. And she said, meanwhile, I, on the other hand, referring to herself, she said, I'm always just focused on like this, I'm just wandering around looking at this little flower here on the ground. And the thing was, I was having not a very great day, and her kind of explaining that to me just made my day and made me realize that, yeah, I really do have to focus more on like the little, small, beautiful flowers in life, and this is kind of what that series is about.
Well, this painting, I started doing a series with small dots, and I always liked the idea of the connections that bridges portray, kind of bridging between people or invitation to people. With this particular painting, I was kind of thinking especially of immigrants and coming to this country and what they have to cross in the waters. And the waters are huge. but they're very friendly because of the colors that I used. And the idea of the sunset or sunrise I see as very hopeful and as something bright, and yet the whole universe is kind of in there with a moon and lights on the bridge, and I hope it's a very friendly and hopeful image for people to see, and kind of a Michigan image. This painting is another one of my ones that I started with dots, but the dots got larger, and I called it Descent. It's just a very powerful movement with this red ball coming down and slicing through things. It was just a dynamic image for me, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Okay, well, this particular piece, I was really having some fun. It's an acrylic piece, but I was having a lot of fun putting it together. And in this sense, the dog, this little hound, went and got the owner, and he said, look, the cat is going after the goldfish. Now the owner has come, and the title is Don't Even Think About It. That's why you have the finger here. He's chastising the cat. And I know it's a little garish, it's quite garish and colorful, but I think that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have some fun with it, and I used my own hands as a model, my watch, and that was kind of fun putting the clock in there as well, But that was one of the first pieces I've done in many years, so I enjoyed doing that.
This is my photograph. It's of an abandoned COVID testing site in Detroit. It was at in the parking lot of a community center is where this site was, and this was last summer. I was at the grocery store next door, and I noticed it, and it was just kind of in shambles because they were no longer using it for COVID testing, which I thought was a real sign of the times that we've kind of moved to the next phase of the pandemic, and I just thought it was really a good moment to capture. So if you go by there now to the same parking lot, it's just a regular parking lot. They've now removed all of the COVID signage and cones and everything that were up all over the place.
I think that this exhibit is really exciting, and it's cool to see that there's so much local talent in the area. There's just so many different mediums and different styles, so it's really cool to see all of it put together.
Well, this is my bird bath that I made. I've been making bird baths for 25 years on and off. This one here is a little different design, kind of an Art Nouveau. Name of the piece is 16. The reason I 16 because it starts off with 4, then 8, and then 16 branches, 16 flowers, 16 little curlicues, and it's all copper. They last for centuries. There's a turtle down here and a dragonfly there, and that's it.